And welcome to Liquid Lunch. It's coming at you live. It's April 16th, 2013. Hi, Sandra.
Hi, Hugh.
Okay, know what were you just telling me? We got a big show today, by the way.
Okay, you really want me to say this on the air?
No.
Okay.
Don't.
Okay, it seems to be, you know, the classes that I do, the topic right now is sex in 5D.
Really?
Everybody wants to know about sex in 5D.
They do?
Yeah.
What can
like,
you tell
know what?
them?
If, it's all about raising vibration, but if I can't have sex, I'm not going.
So what do you tell them?
I say it's that and so much better. It's like tantric above and beyond.
It's like everything all at once. Right?
Yes. Yes. Kind of, sort of. Yeah. So I'll tell you, the class went way over time.
I bet. Did you have a workshop afterwards?
That's actually in the works.
I bet it is.
I think we have lots of volunteers.
All right. Well, if you need...
But you know what? It's very funny because everybody turned red.
Did they?
That's like a very 3D response, right? Very, very funny.
Well, if you need instructors, just let me know.
Oh, okay. When we have people who do tarot cards and stuff like that and they want to talk to you about your sex life, you're like, oh, give it to Sandra. Give it to Sandra.
I was just trying to help.
Oh, shut up. Is that because you're married and I'm not? Because I think it should be the other way around, because usually it's most married people when they've been married for a long time.
And the rest of that sentence would be?
You fill in the blanks. I'm not touching that.
You don't have to in 5D.
That's true. You don't have to because you're totally empathic, right?
I don't know. I can't wait till that class. Okay, so you want to start?
Yeah,
going on
because we have a lot of people
today?
actually.
Well, we have a great show.
It's full.
Yes, it's full. We have John Davis is here from Montreal. He's got a CD release at the Rivoli coming up.
I actually heard him rehearsing in the hallway, and he sounded amazing.
And so we're going to have some live performances from John. Also, Naeem Soliman is coming in from HITS Solutions, Humanizing Technology.
Now, that sounds interesting.
We're going to find out all about
I see. I would have thought that was an oxymoron. Human and technology in the same, actually, side
interesting.
Why?
I just said that.
Well, it is interesting because the two you would think don't go together.
Well, they're starting to put them together.
Well, that's...
You see, we're going to be cyborgs in the future.
Well, we know from 5D we really are virtual.
We're going to download our personalities to the internet.
Wow.
Where we will live happily ever after until somebody pulls the plug.
So now we're talking Matrix.
And Quatloos. Okay.
What's a Quatloo?
Also, Carolyn Defoe is coming in. The United World Games is something that's happening.
Is that like soccer?
Well, they're bringing volleyball. They want to
volleyball.
They want to put the first Canadian volleyball team in the United World Games. So we're going to be talking.
You know what? It's too bad Natalie wasn't here.
I know. I wonder if it's beach volleyball.
Because she is such a volleyball
I don't know why beach
freak.
Volleyball is a separate game. It's just volleyball on sand.
Okay, but actually it's probably harder. Volleyball on sand.
But you can dive.
That's true, but you don't have as much traction, right?
Well, you can still dive.
But it's fun getting dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going back to 5D, aren't we? Okay.
Okay. Also, we're hoping we're going to start the show with Kayla, and the Torch of Life.
That's such an interesting story.
But our elevator's broken today, and Kayla's having some health challenges this morning, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. George Marcello might be coming in and talking about the torch, and we're going to try to maybe speak to Kayla on the phone, but that's going to be happening hopefully later in the show. But we're going to start the show off with John Arjan and Sunshine Dave, who are here joining us at the table. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
It's going great. So, okay, where do we begin today? Earth Day's coming up, I guess, John, and you've got you're doing some stuff for Earth Day.
Yeah. So on Earth Day, we're organizing a community event that's open to all members of the community from all walks of life. And basically, it's just a gathering where we aim to collectively meditate and focus our intention to bring healing energy into the world, into our own lives, and I mean specifically to manifest healing for our Mother Earth,
Awesome.
who needs it really badly right now.
Is there a name for the event, John?
The event on Facebook, I believe, is called the Earth Day. It's the Earth Day Healing Vegan Potluck or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what I
Sunshine?
called it. So.
Do you know the name of it?
It's a really long name. You can connect to us on Facebook, and we're going to give our contact info later.
If you check out our group page, it's called Healing Circle Sundays.
Okay.
That is it's pinned at the top of the page there, so you can find the event page there. Yeah.
It sounds awesome. It sounds amazing, guys.
No, where are you doing this? Hyde Park?
It's going to be at High Park, so at Hawk Hill.
Where's that?
Which is it's just I guess it's just north of the Grenadier restaurant. There's like a restaurant there, and so there's Hawk Hill is actually I believe it's a native burial mound.
Okay.
And so we figured that would be an appropriate place to do a healing ceremony.
Is that where the Labyrinth Circle is
It's
as
where
well?
it is where the
so
Labyrinth
the same place
is,
we
yeah.
did Plume then. It's the exact same place.
What did you do there?
Plume.
Plume.
It was an event called Plume.
What was it?
Peace, love, unity, and me. And me stands for Mother Earth. One
Okay.
and the
Oh, wow.
same. Yeah. And so we had a pipe ceremony, Aboriginal pipe ceremony with the plume and the whole thing. It was all representative of that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so it sounds like you guys are doing a very similar thing
similar
in the
vibe,
same
yeah.
place. And from what I understand, that site is very sacred, and there are Aboriginals who were buried there, and apparently it's the Bear Clan.
Oh, really?
And synchronistically speaking, the woman who headed the plume ceremony, the native woman, her name is Christy, and unbeknownst to me, until a year after we did the ceremony, she is part of the Bear Clan.
Wow.
And so she was with her, I guess, her tribe. So it was really neat. But it's interesting that you're doing the same place. I guess it's calling. I guess that center is...
There's a lot of powerful energy there,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah. I mean, the Labyrinth is a great location, too, to do the walk into the Labyrinth and meditate on something you'd like to manifest. Sort of when you're on your way in, you can contemplate whatever it is that you'd like to focus on, and when you get to the center, you can do a little meditation on that. And
It's fabulous. Hugh, do you know what a labyrinth is?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay.
I walked the labyrinth
Okay, do you know what the purpose of the labyrinth is?
to serve man.
Okay. No.
No?
Now, you know what I find the labyrinth is really good for? Exactly what you said, but I also find that because we are so in our mind, we tend to always look ahead, like way ahead, and we forget to focus on the now. And the labyrinth is about taking the next step. Forget about the next two steps. You just focus on the next step, because if you try to look at where you're going in the labyrinth, it's confusing, right? It's meant to confuse you. And the whole reason for that is because you're supposed to take one step in front of you, and then the next step, and then the next step. And I think that's very metaphoric for life, right?
absolutely, yeah.
So,
I've had some powerful experiences in the Labyrinth at Hyde Park.
Like what,
I asked
Dave?
a question, I asked for guidance, strength, clarity, and literally like miracles happen. Stuff just flows to me. Because we have access to all information, all knowledge, all wisdom, past, present, and future at all times, as long as we're open to it and willing to allow and receive it.
yes. Actually, they say that. And actually, in the labyrinth at Hyde Park, it gives a bit of a description of what it is and what you can do. And that's what they suggest you do, actually. Ask for something before you start walking it. And then meditate. When you get into the center, a lot of people will just lie down. And they'll just hang out there for a bit and just lie down and allow the answers to come. And then they leave. And then on their way out, once they're finished, they kind of bow to it and move on.
You have to pay extra for that?
No, but you know what? There are kids that come along and they're like, la, 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 la. The kids are just all running around in there, so you have to maintain your focus.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the one over at Holy Trinity.
Oh, okay. I've
Yeah.
heard that one. Is that a good one?
It's a very good one. It's based on the one at Shark, the original.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe not the original, I don't know. But,
There's also one at the Eaton Center, too.
That I heard of.
well,
Is
that's
that
the one I'm outside, right.
Yeah.
That's the one
talking
that's the
about?
same one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the same size as the one in Hyde Park?
I believe so.
Okay.
There's There's also one at Christie Pits too, just outside of
Is there?
Lure and Christie. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's just a
Oh.
little one. It's in the corner of the little triangle at the end of the street there,
It's so weird. I never even heard about these labyrinths until a
started-
couple of years ago.
popping up.
Yeah, we had somebody on the show who actually makes little ones that you
John.
can bring to your, like, put on your kitchen table and do a labyrinth without leaving the house
How do you do a labyrinth that way?
with your finger.
Really? Wow, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Okay. But okay. So John, now what's the date of this event?
The date is April 22nd.
Is that Earth Day?
I believe it's Earth Day. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's so Monday, April 22nd, and we're going to gather at noon
Okay.
and go all the way until sunset.
So you're going to gather right at the Hawk Hill?
Right at Hawk Hill, yeah.
Okay.
There's a little grove of trees sort of in between the hill and the labyrinth,
Yeah.
and that's feels like the proper energetic location to sort of to gather with
Okay. So what's going to happen?
Well-
Like for people that want to come at 12 in States Hill, the wee hours, like what's going to happen?
Initially, the first thing that we'd like to do is just a group meditation. So a moment of silence and sort of an opening ceremony. I'll go through the proceedings with everyone and explain sort of what we're here to do, and then we'll have we'll meditate on just setting the tone, setting the vibration for the event. Because I know a lot of people won't be able to make it, being a Monday. Won't be able to make it until
It's
the
not a
evening.
holiday, right?
No, it should be.
Yeah. You know what? It really should. Why would they put Earth Day on a Monday? That's not very
So you can
respectful.
celebrate
always
at the
April
office.
22nd.
It's too bad.
No, seriously.
You know what? It'd be interesting to see if people do things at the office. It really would be.
It's kind of a catch-22, eh?
Because you're not supposed to put lights and use lights and things like that, right? Isn't that what they say for Earth Day?
I believe that that there is. They ask people to not use their cars, to turn off their lights and not use electricity. I think that's a great awareness to try and cultivate. But I think that even more importantly than that is simply honoring the earth and sending love and healing to our Mother Earth. And that's something that we all share in common. Is nobody in the world is born without a mother and a father, because we all have
Yeah.
Mother Earth and we all have Father Sky, that's a common bond that we all have and that we can all share, and it can really bring us all together because we're all here on planet
Yeah.
Earth. It's our home.
So who decided when Earth Day would be?
I don't know.
The Illuminati
That would explain Monday.
to distract us. That's why it's
That would explain Monday, because if you're not supposed to put your lights on and stuff like that, everybody at work has their computers and all the fluorescent lighting, and they're hardly going to turn those lights off because they'll get in trouble from their boss. So, it's Earth Day, I got to turn my computer off, I can't do my work. Right?
Well, I celebrate Earth Day every day.
Well, that's the whole idea, to
Yeah.
celebrate Earth Day every day. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'm still trying to get a good picture of this event. So there's going to be a meditation.
We digress.
Start with some meditation, healing energy.
Yeah. So for the first hour, we're gonna meditate and set the tone for the event, and then after that, we're gonna have an hour or two of just sort of free form time for people to socialize and get to know one another.
And there's that vegan potluck, so people will be eating and that kind of thing as well,
Throughout
correct?
the whole day, the
Okay.
idea is to have a vegan potluck. So everyone bring some food to share that doesn't have any animal products in it, so that everyone is able to enjoy all of the food. And then, so after the meditation, we'll do just have a couple of hours of free-flowing time for people to socialize and
Connect.
get to know one another and warm up to the idea. And then we're going to do take a couple of hours to give everybody who'd like to an opportunity to speak to the entire group.
Wow.
So that way, everybody's voice is heard.
Wow.
Any prayers or blessings that anyone wishes to share, any concerns or information that anyone would like to share with the entire group, everybody has a chance to do that.
Beautiful. Wow.
And so after that, then we're going to do. Then we get into the drumming. We're going to do another little brief moment of silence and a quick meditation, and then we're going to get into doing some shamanic drumming and a drum circle.
Wow. Do you guys have drummers already coming?
I'm sure that basically anyone who's a
Okay.
drummer will be coming.
Okay.
We don't have specific we don't have a specific crew of drummers, but anybody who wants to bring out a drum, please feel free, bring out a drum and join with us in
Hugh,
song.
you're a bass player. Bring your drum. You would
I don't have a drum.
Rhythm.
I have rhythm. I can
know.
drum.
Well, you can borrow a drum there.
Well, wait. Have you ever been to a drum circle?
Yes.
Have you ever drummed?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to open this up to all you guys. Like, because I've been at drum circles too, and I have rhythm. But what is the higher, like, what happens with the drum circles? What kind of purpose does it serve, or does it lend to the intention that you have to honor the earth on that day?
It's a great
John?
question.
Yeah, that is a great question. The magic of a drum circle is that everyone who's taking part in it is collectively working together to harmonize their own vibrations and to create a harmony, to create a rhythm together. And so on a vibrational level, together all of our vibrations, and everything is made of sound. Everything, scientists and spiritual masters have finally agreed on something, and that is everything is vibration, everything is sound. And so collectively we're working with physical sound and audible sound, but also on a more subtle energetic level to entrain with one another's vibration and all collectively find a point of harmony. And that, in such a setting with this kind of an event, is a great way to really ground ourselves and connect with one another as a group, with our global family, and with Mother Earth. So that is the magic of a drum circle, and why it's such an important thing for such an event, I believe.
So you all become just one vibration,
Yes,
right? And then it also, from what I understand, from what I experienced anyway, is when we all became one, and then we also became one with the vibration of Mother Earth. She actually was the one we balanced our vibration to, so we became one with her. It was like her own pulse, so we kind of felt her pulse through us, and that was pretty powerful. I think that's a precursor to Sex and 5D.
Can I add something to that? I was at that same drum circle that you were at. And
yes, you were sometimes.
it was like a trance-like state.
Yes.
Like you really lost in the vibrations, and it's a very transformative experience. I went home, I was doing like a meditation, my ears are really ringing, and I had access to like higher guidance.
Yes.
This is like a couple of years ago, and it's just one of those steps, to take you to higher and higher levels.
Yeah,
It's not
it
something
does open you up. It
You can't
does.
describe it to people. It's something you have to experience.
Yeah.
That's a
Same
good
as
point.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how long do you think the drum circle will go on then, John?
Oh, that's a bit hard to say because we'll
Kinda
sort of
has
have to play it by
find
ear.
its own groove, right?
Yeah, I've scheduled this time I allotted for it was about 2 hours, but it could go on. And after that, the sort of time slot leading up until the sunset, I left to just open for a free-form, free-flowing time for whatever happens naturally and organically to just run its own course.
Now that's April 22nd. That's coming up. The weather.
You just read
You
my
know.
minds.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you hope the weather's going to be good, right? But it's still April. I mean, we could have a blizzard that day.
We could have a blizzard. I think that the weather will
That would
be
be
whatever the
interesting.
weather needs to be. Come rain or shine, we'll be there. If you are bringing your drums, though, make sure to bring a plastic bag to cover them just in case.
Right.
And there is a gazebo not too far away from Hawk Hill that in the event of a torrential downpour that we could move over there.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that if we all collectively ask Mother Earth to shine the sun on us and give us a beautiful day for this event, then that's exactly what we'll get.
And so is it a good idea for people to bring blankets and those kinds of things as well?
Yeah, bring some blankets, anything that will help you be comfortable. Bring some blankets, bring a poncho in case, or umbrellas in case you're concerned about the rain.
And animals and kids are welcome?
Animals and kids are absolutely welcome. And the idea here is that the more diverse this event is, the better. It'd be great to have people representing all aspects of our community. And Toronto is one of the world's most multicultural cities. It would bring me great joy to see people from all different cultural and spiritual backgrounds come together to connect for this event. That would be really great.
Okay, can I add a few things here?
Yeah, for sure.
There's going to be a lot of energy healers there. So So imagine it'd
Okay.
be like one-on-one healings, possibly,
Oh,
maybe even
okay.
a group healing, and by the labyrinths there'll be like labyrinth walks, and it'll be nice and sunny on the 22nd. Is Sunshine Day will bring the sunshine.
Awesome, of course. And you know what? If anybody has any hula hoops,
Yeah, hula
bring
hoops.
those.
I was thinking
Oh my God, they
frisbees.
can be so much fun. I went to one of those gatherings and someone brought a whole bunch of hula hoops. We had a blast. It was so much fun. So if anybody has any hula hoops hanging around and is interested in going, just bring them because it's a great time. And maybe even things like a volleyball. Speaking of volleyball, because you can play sports too, right? You
Oh,
can do
yeah.
anything.
Like so, frisbees and footballs are okay.
Frisbees, footballs, hula hoops, whatever you feel like bringing along to have some fun, then absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so now, are you guys allowed to have a fire? Because that'd be cool if you could have a fire.
It
but-
would be really cool. I think that we could if we applied for some sort of
Permit or something?
Yeah.
We haven't looked into that, but maybe we should.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
just because fires are, just seems the natural to have a fire.
Especially with
the
the drum circle and that kind
Yeah.
of thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great idea. And then maybe roasting vegan marshmallows. Is there such a thing as vegan marshmallows?
They got
All
one.
marshmallows are vegan.
No.
No?
Gelatin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Marshmallow's a plant, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Maybe on Mars.
It's a marshmallow.
That's the Mars mellow. There we go. That's vegan.
Oh yeah, you mentioned the energy healing, Dave, and John. Did you want to talk about there are going to be a lot of energy healers here, but about energy healing in general, or yeah.
Let's touch down on that a little bit. So Dave and I are both Reiki practitioners.
You're my teacher.
I'm Dave's teacher. So I practice. We both practice Reiki at the master level. And
Wow.
Reiki, for those of you who don't know, is a form of energy healing where a practitioner channels universal life force energy, also known as Qi. You may have heard of it referred to in martial arts or in Qigong. And this is the universal life force energy that flows through everything that is living. So it's in plants, it's in people, it's in animals. It flows through all living beings. And so to channel this energy, which is already always flowing through us, you can you can establish a balanced flow of energy to facilitate the body's natural ability to heal. This can work on a mental, a physical, and an emotional level. So healing for the mind, body, and soul. And a bit more about energy healing in a broad sense, and especially in relation to this type of an event. I'd like to talk a little bit about consciousness and collective consciousness.
Okay.
So science for the last century has been telling us that consciousness is a fluke occurrence that happens because of firings of the neurons in our brains, and that so our consciousness is a product of our physical bodies. Scientists these days are starting to discover that it's actually quite the opposite of that, and that consciousness is what is shaping our physical reality, and it's the consciousness that is responsible for our physical form.
So it's the consciousness first and the physical form next.
Yes, so the consciousness pervades the physical world. And quantum physicists are starting to prove this through some really amazing experiments where they have determined that the act of consciously observing the outcome of an experiment has an effect on the outcome of the experiment. I believe that there was, I'm not sure if it was Schrodinger or if it was someone else who did this very interesting experiment called the dual slit experiment,
Yes.
where they fired photons through a very small screen so that only one photon would pass through at a time. And when they observed them to see what they would do, they found that the photons behaved as either a wave or a particle, and by observing it, it changed whether they behaved as a wave or a particle. So that's known as wave-particle duality. I'm not a quantum physicist, so I'm not very good at explaining all this, but look into it if you're interested.
We're into it totally.
Awesome.
I'm totally into it.
Interesting, in class last night, somebody mentioned the double slit experiment.
During the 5D sex talk.
Just before it led into the 5D sex talk. I don't know how, but it's quantum, I guess. But yeah, they actually mentioned that, and then we talked about that a little bit. Yeah. So, okay, go ahead. So,
Well, yeah. So what are the implications of that, John?
Well,
Because
the implications of that are that mind over matter, basically, is that we shape the world that we live in by our beliefs, by our expectations, and by the thought vibrations that we send out into the field around us, that we literally shape the physical world. And so collectively, our consciousness, as a field, we think of ourselves as units of consciousness, but consciousness is really a field, and we are a concentrated fold, if you will, of that field. Imagine consciousness as a great blanket, and we are units that are pulled down in concentration. So everything is conscious. This table is conscious. The room surrounding us is consciousness in a different density as a person. So a person is a very concentrated unit of consciousness. But we are all still connected together to that field. And by focusing our conscious intent together, we can facilitate great change in a world that needs great change at this time. We're faced with, I mean, it doesn't take anybody can see that we're faced with some great challenges in the world today, what with global warming and escalating conflicts around the world. But the way that we can handle these things is that just to focus on it, to meditate upon it, and to create the change that we want to see in the world. All we have to do is think and feel and send out love and light. Instead of, we don't have to go out and do so much physically, which can be a great drain. Sometimes all it takes is to just sit and focus on that. And when we do it together as a group, that amplifies that power 100-fold.
Well, I think they've proven it scientifically too, right? When people meditated or prayed, used prayer in a group, they were able to do things like reduce crime and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes, there was an experiment that was conducted, I believe, in Washington, Washington, D.C. I think it was in the early 90s. And a group of, I believe, 4,000 transcendental meditators focused on reducing the violent crime rate. And I can't remember how long the experiment ran for, but they were successful. The violent crime rate dropped considerably during the course of this experiment. Another great example, and this one's really wild, was I believe it was in Israel. There was a doctor who conducted an experiment in a hospital where they focused, he had a group of people focusing on praying for a certain group of patients. And then there was a control group of patients that weren't prayed for. And after the experiment, they showed that there was the recovery rate of the patients who were prayed for, there was some shift. It wasn't astronomical, but they recovered better, and there was a lower death rate. The real interesting thing about this experiment was that the patients were patients from the 60s. They didn't disclose this to the people who were doing the prayers, but afterwards they showed that these were patients who had already visited this hospital back in time. And so even basically proving that even time is not a factor in intention. So we can pray for the past, we can pray for the future, and it has an effect.
It's interesting because as this kind of thinking kind of permeates the Chris, hi. As this kind of thinking permeates the culture, because in World War II people weren't thinking really in those terms, right? But here we are, and we got right now today we got issues on the Korean Peninsula, and we got the tragic events that happened in Boston yesterday. And I think if more people just kind of are aware of this stuff, I mean, the fact that here we are, the fact that we are here 60, 70 years after Hiroshima, and we haven't had a global nuclear war, to me that's a miracle already, right? And so if maybe we're just realizing this just in time that we can actually have an effect using prayer and using meditation.
Yeah, there are. There's a lot of documented evidence to support that now. Lynn McTaggart, the Intention Experiment, talks all about that, and Dr. John Stewart on his show, the new show that we have, he focuses on that. He actually, that's one of the books his classes are based on. So anybody who wants to know more about that can watch the show because he talks a lot about that.
Which I think is going to be next Monday.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Tuesday at
Tuesday.
6 o'clock. 6:30.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
good. Thank you.
they talk a lot about the quantum physics and the whole power of group meditation and how that works. And I think there's more and more stuff. Even Lynn McTaggart has a second book called The Bond that is even further evidence to your point about the whole quantum physics and everything is as we're all part of the same environment and we affect our environment based on our thoughts and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of evidence that supports that now. So
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So April 22nd. Now let's just give out. We got a video, right, Dave? We're going to watch, but let's give out all the contact if we have it, or just tell people what to Google so they can get in touch and come
I'd like to
out.
talk briefly about the Facebook group I created,
Yeah.
Sunshine Earth Healing.
Sunshine Earth Healing.
Sunshine
Okay.
Earth Healing. I created it to unite all the healers in Toronto, all the high energy people, the movers and shakers. Because Toronto is a vortex of energy. It's a lot of us here, fulfilling our missions, but we're scattered. So I'm looking to unite people. And the main focus of the group is to have outdoor events in Toronto in the summer, free, inclusive for all. So I'm looking to
It's a
work.
great page. You've invited me on it, and thank you for that. And there's a lot of things happening there. So you're really creating a really nice community there.
Are we going to kind of find out a bit with the video?
Yeah, it's a 3-minute video. It explains what it's all about. I just want to share my knowledge,
Absolutely.
wisdom, experiences of others.
Okay.
I started channeling some healing modalities at my last Vipassana course, and I have light beings come in my room and hover above my bed, like stuff I didn't even know existed. And we're here to heal this planet, heal all the beings on the planet, the oceans, the rainforests, and ultimately the universe.
Big job.
Yeah.
But we're up for it.
All right. And John, is there a specific URL you want to let people know about?
There's not a URL, but I can give my my email address if anyone's interested. They
Okay.
can reach me at psychic_vibrations_healing@gmail.com. I'll give the phone number too, just in case anyone
Sure.
wants to call. But my phone number is 416-651-6862.
So that was psychic.vibrations.healing,
That's correct.
healing singular,
Yes.
at gmail.com. Okay, great.
And any contact information for you, Sunshine?
Yeah, I'm Sunshine Dave on Facebook. My Facebook group is called Sunshine Earth Healing. Email address is Dave Kamen, Dave K-M-A-N, @hotmail.com. And my YouTube channel is Sunshine Dave 2012.
Okay. All right.
Beautiful.
Let's watch the video.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck.
And we're going
Thank
to
you
come
for
back
having
with
us.
John Davis as Liquid Lunch continues. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sunshine Dave, and today I'm going to talk to you about Sunshine Earth Healing, a Facebook group that I'm creating to help unite all the healers and high energy people and the shakers and mover of Toronto. Toronto is the gathering place and is a huge vortex of energy. As the systems of control start to crumble, there's a lot of chaos, confusion, fear, and anger going on in our world. And it's our jobs, our mission here, to help raise the consciousness of this planet through love. Because the consciousness creates the energy, which creates our physical reality. And as most of you can tell, the world we live in is less than ideal. So I plan to gather us together and do a lot of events this spring, this summer, in parks in Toronto such as High Park, Dufferin Grove, Trinity Bellwoods, Queen's Park, Toronto Islands. And different events include earth healings, sacred fires, full moon ceremonies, free markets, healing shares, group meditations, healing circles, drum circles, chanting, ET contact meditations, labyrinth walks, and any and all other possibilities that are aligned with the highest good. I plan to do as many events outside as possible, intentions for them all to be free and inclusive for all. We need to spread our love and our light. Our planet, our Earth Mother, all the beings on the planet, the oceans, the trees, the forests. They need our love at this time. I'm not a guy for limitations or rules, for those of you who know me. So you can add people you want to the group. I'm not looking to get 5,000 people by next week or anything like that. I'd like to actually see the group evolve slowly and enjoy the journey. Want this group to be supportive and loving and a safe place. So the only rule I'm going to implement is no attacking others on the Facebook group, no arguing, no debating. You can do that in many other places. So that's my plan. I'd love you all to join me in my vision, which was given to me recently by my brothers and sisters of the light when I asked for guidance. Thank you for listening. This is going to be an incredible summer. I can feel it. As we enter spring, this is like a rebirth, a re-energizing. We're all recharging our batteries. This is our time to take action and be the change that we wish to see. Thank you. I love you. Have a great day.
And welcome back to the show. And we have the pleasure of having John Davis joining us, who's in from Montreal. John, welcome
Hello.
to that channel. Now, you got a CD release coming up, and this is the CD, right? Open Shore.
That's right.
And you're doing the CD release here in Toronto, even though you're from Montreal. I don't understand.
Okay, so did you do a CD release in Montreal too?
Actually, the iTunes release and I guess international release is actually in Toronto on April 26th at the Rivoli. And that's iTunes release as well. And then that kicks off a tour, which for the next 2 months we do across Canada. So we're at the Rivoli, and then the next night we're in Ottawa, then we're in Elmer.
Wow, you're
and then
doing
on the
that.
first we're in Montreal for the CD launch in Montreal, and then we do the East Coast, and then after that we do across Canada to Vancouver Island.
That's really exciting. You're going to see the whole country
Yep.
and get paid.
Yep. Well,
Well,
Oh, yeah.
let's qualify
I will
that.
see the country. I'll see the whole country.
Because you're Canadian. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you say we,
Yes, I'm touring with a full band.
okay, wow, okay. So
Yeah.
so is this a van or a bus?
It's a van. I bought a van.
Is there
We don't mean to get personal here.
is there room for a hot tub in there? Because I want to have one that's got a hot
That
tub
sounds
in
great.
it.
That reminds me of though. I ended up in a hot tub after a performance at Folk Alliance. It was an
Really?
interesting experience.
What happened?
Oh man, I don't know if I should. It was great. No. Actually, it was fun. We just.
Okay, you know what? You're
It was a
saving all
late
your-
night.
It sounds like this man is of very few words except for his lyrics, right? It's like, you know what? Listen, read my lyrics.
Sandra used to be a musician too,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
she's done that whole hot tub thing as well. She knows what it's all
you
about.
know what? He's like making me look so bad. That is so not true. I was the squarest musician on the planet. Have you ever heard of a musician who doesn't do drugs?
You're implying that John,
Okay,
because he's
sorry,
a musician,
I'm sorry.
does drugs, Sandra.
Okay, maybe. Lollipops.
John, do you do drugs? You don't have to answer
Well.
that. Because we know that
This
it's
conversation
just
is going
it's
nowhere
all about
fast.
the music. It's all about the music.
It is. And-
John's-
but the creative process of the music.
Well, you don't have to do drugs to
Well,
be
that's what I
creative
was trying
musically.
to prove.
That's what I'm saying.
But talk to Keith Richards about that. See?
He has to spend a lot of money every year just cleaning his blood. John, do you have to spend any money cleaning your blood?
No, I'm pretty clean.
Will the Red
I guess
Cross
you could
take
say.
your blood?
Will the Red Cross? Yeah. they'll
Okay,
take
so
my
that's a
blood.
good sign.
I have nice blood. Yeah, good blood.
Okay, we're just joking around, John. I'm sorry. It's all Sandra's fault. No, but anyway, we're glad to have you here, and we'd love to hear a song. So we've talked, but let's listen to some of the music.
All right. Well,
Since he's not going to answer the question about the hot tub, we're letting you off the hook.
all right. This song's called "The Streets Aren't Paved." Here we go. I see you looking at me through the crowd from the gallery. Oh, what do you do to me? Bright lights or the verse in G? Oh, pretty soon you'll find out that the streets aren't paved and the phone lines out. Si tu m'aimes, j'arrête tout ça, tout ça. Si tu m'aimes, j'arrête tout ça, tout ça. Oh, there's something you should know about who I am when the lights go out. Oh, I'm out of gas in between Halifax and the next bar scene. Oh, 'cause pretty soon you'll find out that the streets aren't paved and the phone lines out. Oh, si tu m'aimes, j'arrête tout ça, tout ça.
Beautiful. Okay, so if I were to compare you to anybody, you sound like that. You know who's that cute guy from England that does "You Are Beautiful"?
Oh,
No.
James Blunt.
James Blunt. You remind me of James Blunt, like a Canadian version of James Blunt. Don't you think?
Well, you know what I hate? I hate when we always go, oh, that's a Canadian version of so-and-so. Right, John?
Okay.
Come on, can't we just be...
No, but you know what?
you.
Whatever.
But you know what? No, I thought that would be really good because if you can use that.
Well, if I can have a
'cause
career
he's-
like that, that'd
exactly.
be pretty
A lot of people
massive
would come just saying, "Oh my God, this guy's like James Blunt." They would go just on that, and then you can win them over with John Davis.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Why can't we just be ourselves, John? Like, be the John Davis. Let that Blunt guy be the British John Davis. Right?
Yeah, I'm one of his influences. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's right. You are one of his influences.
Okay, I have a question, because I just opened up the album, which is a really nice present.
Nice
By the way,
artwork.
that's my artwork actually.
Oh, really?
That's your
Yeah,
artwork.
that's an intaglio print that I did myself.
It took about 40 hours of work, actually,
Wow.
to do that.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I have a question about a quote that's in the sleeve,
Yeah.
which says, "We fought to leave the shipwreck on the ocean floor. Now let the fish swim through the captain's door."
Yeah. Well, that's a quote from the song Open Shore. And it's really about the title Open Shore has really been like a model for me in my life for the last year for sure while I've been making this album, because I feel like I'm really going towards an open shore, and I really feel like in my life right now that I've left that shipwreck. It's down at the bottom, all the difficulties, the problems we're facing in our lives, and I'm heading towards the shore, and it's completely open, and there's tons of possibilities. Like, things have been going really well for this album. It's really an album about making a decision to be happy, overcoming obstacles and stuff. And the first album, I wrote that while recovering from a brain injury. So that was obviously, and it was also on top of that some difficult personal trials that I was going through. So it's like the contrast from my first album, my second album. It's like two completely different worlds. So that's a really strong quote for me. That's a really
Powerful.
important quote for me. And yeah.
So that shipwreck, that's your old life, the past,
Yeah.
and the open shore is just the vista of all new possibilities.
Totally, and I feel like, you know, and everybody, you know, we're all facing difficulties in our lives for different reasons, different things. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, you know, everybody can relate to that, and I really wanted to give that out to people.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow. And so you notice because of your different attitude that things have opened up for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, different attitude. Totally different attitude. I mean, I do a lot of like positive thinking now, you know. And I mean, it's funny, but I'd never really tried to do that before, but it really works. But
Go figure, it really works.
amazing.
Who knew?
Who
And
knew?
it's free.
So crazy.
And it's free.
But yeah, I mean, I have some support. This album, I have some support. You know, I have a promotional team. You know, I have.
How did you go about getting that? Because I'm assuming the first one you didn't have that. Did you?
No,
have
I didn't have that. I mean,
Okay.
I won a Factor grant.
Okay.
So it's a major Canadian grant. Through applying a zillion times, I mean, over the last 10 years, I've applied for maybe 50 grants, like 50 grants, you know,
Wow.
in over 10 years.
Good for you.
Just like pushing, and
Good for you.
starting to bear fruit.
Wow.
So
Well, we'd love to hear another song if you could do one for us.
absolutely. Well, still getting over a little cold here. Actually, would it be possible to have a little bit of that water?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
This next song actually's got a nice little story behind it. It's I didn't write the words to this song.
Okay.
The words were written by the Irish poet Thomas More.
Okay.
Your turn. Thanks so much. Awesome. So yeah, the words were written by the famous Irish poet Thomas More. And as the story goes, in 1811, his wife had developed a rare skin disease. So any beauty she had was going to be scarred by this disease, and she was afraid that Thomas wouldn't love her anymore. So he responded by writing this beautiful love poem called "Believe Me If All Those Endearing Young Charms," just saying that his love transcends physical beauty and it lasts forever.
Wow.
So when I read that, when I found this poem and I read the little synopsis about it and the little backstory, I was like, wow, I have to set this to music.
Wow.
So it's Endearing Young Charms. It's from my album Open Shore. Believe me if all those endearing young charms which I gaze on so fondly today were to change for tomorrow and flee in my arms like fairy gifts fading away. Thou would still be adored as this moment thou art. let thy loveliness fade, as it will. And around the dear ruin each wish of my heart would entwine itself verdantly still. If all those endearing young charms should flee in my arms, thou would still be adored. It's not wild beauty and youth are thine own, and thy cheeks unprofaned by a tear, that the fervor and faith of a soul can be known, to which time will but make thee more dear. Know the heart that has truly loved never forgets, but as truly loves unto the close. And around the dear ruin each wish of my heart would entwine itself verdantly still. If all those endearing young charms should flee in my arms, thou would still be adored as this moment thou art. Do 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 do.
Wow. Do you do that with a full band, or is that one done kind of just acoustic?
Actually, that one is done actually solo, completely solo. That's the only song on the album where it's 100% acoustic, on acoustic guitar solo. The first song I did, that's with a full band. Actually, I play electric guitar on that song on the album, the other one. But,
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Full band, so that's like full bass.
Well, when I say full band, yeah, like actually we're touring as a trio. So
Okay.
bass, I play actually half of my songs I write on piano, but I play piano and I play guitar, electric and acoustic, and drums.
You know what's amazing to me? You're having a hard time, so you had to take a drink of water. Which, do you need another drink of water, by the way?
Maybe I will. Actually, yeah, thanks. Because you're looking a little funny.
What's very funny for me is it's interesting how, you can have a problem with your throat, but as soon as you go into song mode, you probably didn't think about it for a second as you were singing about any kind of dry throat issues. There was no evidence of that at all.
No,
and then when you start to talk again, I could feel that you're a bit struggling again. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, I guess we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
Well, no, what I think it is, what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, I think it's like the whole mindset thing, right? And then you're just like, and I think the things
Okay.
just flow. Just
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
interesting.
when you
Yeah.
speak and you have an accent, but when people sing, the accent kind of goes, right? It's the same kind of thing.
No, that's interesting. I guess I've spent so much time, working on my singing and performing and things that I guess it's in a way oddly more natural for me than actually just talking.
Yes, we know you're uncomfortable
basic
talking,
skills.
John. We know
Sorry?
that. We know you're uncomfortable talking. You won't tell us
I'm
about
not
the hot
that
tub.
uncomfortable, am I?
No. It's just Sanders just trying to,
You want
hot tub
details,
story.
details.
I
we
know.
don't need details.
I know. Let him off the hook.
We need
I'm
Sanders
getting
details.
chastised here.
Yeah,
That's not
5D.
very 5D behavior.
So, John, I mean, that's exciting, though. After this release at the Rivoli, that you're going to be going out to the East Coast and then all the way out west. I mean, have you done that before?
Actually, I've toured the East Coast 4 times or 3 times. This will be my 4th time. And
Wow.
I've played obviously the Toronto region frequently enough. But no, this will be my first time actually fully going all the way out to Vancouver Island and back.
Yeah.
I've been booking the shows with my co-producer for the album, Matt Tomlinson, who plays drums, and he'll be
Okay.
playing his own tunes. He's actually opening for me at the River as well, matttomlinson.com.
So he's got his own band or a solo act.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to be playing drums for him, and
Oh, cool.
we're sharing the same bassist.
That's great.
Fantastic musician, and also he did a great job co-producing the album.
So you're really happy
That's
with
super
that?
awesome. That means you
Yeah.
got 2 acts touring the country in one van, right? And splitting the money.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, because it's
That's
two
awesome.
bands of the same people, right? It's
Now-
great that you play drums too, though. That's amazing. You could be this whole one-man
You know,
band.
Chad Kroger plays drums too. Sorry, I'm all about. I've got a big Chad Kroger thing.
Thing.
You kind of look like Chad Kroger a little bit, John.
No, he looks
You
like Chad Kroger looks like him.
Okay,
I'm sure. I'm throwing that James Blunt comment back at you.
all right. So, okay, so why the Rivoli though, or why Toronto? Why? What have you done in Montreal with regards to this album, or will be doing?
Like,
I'm
why?
just
Why are
curious,
you
why
launching
did
here?
you come all the way to Toronto rather than stay in the hometown?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm doing my launch in Montreal as well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's on May 1st, Wednesday,
Oh.
May 1st, in Montreal. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Like, why not
I mean-
there first and then here?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, why didn't I line up the iTunes with Montreal instead of Toronto? Well, I guess the kind of logistics, really. I mean, it's just that, I don't know why. It just kind of fell this way that it made more sense to do the Toronto launch first, do a few shows, then come back and do Montreal. But the 2 main shows, I mean, it's Cross Canada Tour, and every show is important, obviously. But the main shows are actually Montreal and Toronto, and those are the ones that I guess, there's the most publicity going into them. And
Okay.
Wow.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, if just from your performances here today, it just really set a nice
Beautiful.
mood.
Beautiful.
Kind of just want to relax and
Mellow.
listen to you play now
Yeah.
after those 2. So congratulations on this new album. And
thank you.
And the artwork too. The
Yeah.
artwork is stunning.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Thank
job.
you very much. Thank you.
So where can, I guess people can get this probably at the gig, right? April 26th?
They can definitely get that at the gig, and they can get it on iTunes as of the 26th. It's yeah.
But a hard copy, you want the hands on the artwork, right? iTunes, you're just downloading.
Well, I think everybody should come to the show at the Rivoli on the 26th. Doors open at 8. It's going to be a pretty early show. Doors open at 8. Show starts at 8:30.
And the Rivoli's a great house too. It's a good,
Yeah,
great
it's a great-
sound.
Well, it's a
right?
classic
Yeah.
Canadian
Total
venue.
classic.
And is there a website where people can order maybe your own website?
Yeah, www.johndavismusic.ca.
Okay.
And this is Factor as well. Canada
Yeah.
Factor. So did you get a grant for this as well?
Yeah, I didn't for my first album. For this
Oh,
one,
this
I
is
got
the
it.
one you got the
Yeah.
grant for.
This is
Okay.
the one I got the
okay.
grant for, yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations on getting the grant for that as
Thank you.
well.
Thank you.
'Cause
All
that's
right.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks, John, for doing this. And we have a video, right? Do you want to just set up this video for us? The,
Do you know which video it is?
you know what I mean? The
John Davis, traumatic head injury.
that's the name of the song.
Traumatic head injury.
Traumatic head
All right.
injury.
Okay. Thanks for coming in. Okay, here's the video, and we're going to come back with George Marcello as Liquid Lunch continues.
Myself, trying to pass the time. many things, to feel the birth of the sunny spring, to feel the surf of the breaking waves, but I know we'll have to wait. I got too much time to think, now I'm beginning to sink into my fears and my worries again. Have a thirst for many things, to feel the surf of the breaking waves, to feel the birth of the sunny spring, but